Welcome all wrists and welcome to another unboxing. Let's jump straight into it. Quick 360 of this outer box, nothing fancy, just a cardboard box with the logo up there. Innovative watchmaking that dares. Let's open her up. Let's check inside. Oh, we get a card here. Very interesting card. Now look at this, a lot of detail just on the card alone. It's made in like this I think it's copper or brass. I'm not too sure, not 100% sure, but look at the sound of that. It's solid and it looks very nice. It's got some detailing in the corners here, that middle. Information on the back. This is a nice touch and it kind of alludes to their use of materials. So I'll put this to the side. Let's see. So nothing else in the box. Away, and here we get a nice branded watch roll. Navy on the outside, nice and soft. This brown or burnt orange inside. Nice suede material. Feels quite nice. Now I like it when brands do something like this where, you know, it's a functional box. Here's the watch. I'll put the watch to the side for now so we can take a closer look at this. So the pillows, they have slots for them. Just like that. Let's take these little bags out. Dump them. Grab this. All right. Take a look at that. So they have nice slots for them. For the pillows to just slide in very easily. So you can just pop that there, slide it in, and it makes sure that, you know, they don't pop out on accident too. Here's a closer look at the pillow here. So it's not suede, it's like a cloth or cotton material that's over the top of something else, but the shape has a nice structure. Let's give it a squish test. Ooh, okay, so it is stiff to begin with, but it does collapse. And I like this shape because it will probably conform to a lot of wrist sizes, but you can kind of see there the build quality isn't the best. You can see the edges there don't really line up that well, and there's these parts here where you can kind of see the structure underneath that's being covered by this orangey brown material. Okay, not a bad pillow, but not the best either. Here's a closer look at the inside of this watch roll. You can kind of see that lining there matches that on the pillow, same color as well. And you can kind of see the quality there. It's not the greatest. I mean, the outside looks a lot better than it does inside. So you can kind of get all those angles there so you can have a look. Feels very nice and soft on the outside though. Nice little watch roll that you can get with your watch. And I quite like this. Nice functional box, something you can actually use instead of something you just, you know, put away for a later date. So this is quite nice to see. Let's put this to the side and let's get to the watch. Here it is, guys. This is the Zelos Mako GMT with the white Mosaic mother of pearl dial. Now let's get these stickers off. Very satisfying. I always enjoy peeling stickers off a brand new watch. Let's get this off. Bunch of stickers, nice and protected. Let's see. Bottom of the bracelet. Let's get the other side. Nice and easy. Let's see. Case back sticker. Let's get this one off. Okay. Alrighty. I'll get this sized to my wrist and we'll take a closer look. Sized up and ready to rock, let's take a look at the dial. And right away, this dial is a definite eye catcher. Just take a look at how this plays with the light. Now, what I love about this is it's not just one piece of mother of pearl. You can kind of see there that it's little pieces cut into this vortex shape and put together to form this really interesting pattern. And another effect of it is you really get all these different shades of that mother of pearl coming through to really give you this subtle rainbow effect, and it just really looks fantastic. It gives so much character to the watch instead of just being, you know, one piece of mother of pearl or just a white dial. Now you can see there, you get that logo right at the 12, very simple. Keeps it clean and really just draws all the focus to the dial. The hour markers there, applied, polished, very nicely done, nice and tall. Black chaptering for some good contrast and legibility, so you can definitely see that coming through. It has a light blue GMT hand with matching that GMT text there, which I quite like. It follows that whole light theme of the watch. We get a sapphire crystal, ceramic bezel insert as well, black and white for maximum contrast and great legibility. However, on the 6 here, it can be a little hard to see. You can see when I reflect the light on it, it is definitely a 6, but when you're viewing it, you know, normal angles without these lights, it will appear like this, where it's kind of cut in half, and which can make it a bit of an eyesore, but it's not too much of an issue. Let's look at the action. Very satisfying clicks there. Feels very solid when it reaches each notch. However, it does have a hollow feeling to it, and it's not the best feeling, but I like the feeling of, you know, going past each notch. Look at that. So you can kind of hear that hollowness. Now, if I were to compare it to other GMTs that I've had to play around with, I prefer this action over the Seiko GMT because it has that satisfying click at each notch, which is what I really like in a bezel. Most GMTs I've tried, they just feel like they're just sliding around the watch and don't really have this audible and tactile feedback that I get here. It's not the grippiest bezel, and that's probably because of the teeth there. You can see they're rather flat and quite blunt, so it can be just a little difficult to turn if you had, you know, wet hands or something. But right now it is quite easy, and it gets the job done. You know, not the grippiest, but not the worst either. Let's take a look at the case. We get some vertical brushing on the top into a polished beveled edge, and it has a very geometric design to it on the lugs. Then it branches out into this curved profile, and this crown guard here is very interesting. It's like a tapered crown guard when it comes towards the crown, with really nothing on the underside, so it gives a very unique look to it and kind of makes it a bit more streamlined there. Signed crown with the logo, and I believe it's loomed as well, which I will do a lume shot later on. Here's the side profile. You can see the crown guard there really gives it a unique shape. See on the other side, relatively flat on this side. You can see that crystal poking out the top there, nice and boxed. It has a shark engraving on the case back there. Feels very smooth, so no sharp points here. Very simple, but very nice. Okay, the bracelet, again, following the same as the case, that vertical brushing And I like how the bracelet also incorporates these polished beveled edges, which really just gives the bracelet and watch an overall nice and cohesive look. Just take a look at how it flows. Matches very well and looks quite nice. Coming to the clasp, we get a unique shape which has the same vertical brushing found on the bracelet and the case, and it has a very prominent raised logo there, which kind of looks like a button, but it's not. Now, one thing I want to point out is it doesn't have polished beveled edges here, which I feel like they should have done so that it matches the bracelet and the case. Just makes it flow much better, but unfortunately they've left it brushed. Now let's open her up. Now you can see there the clasp itself does look a little thick, so just keep that in mind. It can be a little bulky. Now, one thing I like about this clasp is it kind of has the same or similar function as like a T-fit from Tudor. So look at this. Okay, a lot of micro adjusting there that you can play around with and very easy to use, just like the T-fit. Pull down and you can slide in and out, which I like about this watch. And it's so crazy that these micro brands can incorporate, you know, a quick micro adjust feature, whereas some brands, even to this day, still don't have this feature. But it's good to see that they have incorporated it here. Here it is on my 6.5 inch wrist. Feels quite comfortable. However, I do feel the bulk of the clasp here, and you can kind of see at this angle there is a bit of a lip, so that's something to keep in mind. Now it does feel a little top heavy as well because of the height and heft of the watch head compared to the bracelet, but it doesn't feel uncomfortable at all. So I've darkened my room, turned off the lights, and we can see the lume coming through here. And it has an interesting lume layout on its dial and the bezel. So on the dial there, you can see we get different colors for the GMT hand and the second hand, which gives it a nice bit of contrast. Now the bezel, this top half has a blue lume, and this white half here, I believe it does have lume. I can see it coming through there just a little bit, but it's very dim on the white section of the bezel insert, and I think it's because they've colored these black, which makes it hard for the lume to come through. Now the crown is lumed as well, which is a nice touch, but overall it is quite bright. It's just a shame that this half of the bezel insert you can't really see, so you'll only be able to see one half of the bezel insert there, and you can't really discern the numbers either because it's so dark. Let's take one more look at the watch here. That dial is just so amazing. Look at how it plays with the light. I think it ties in well with its bezel insert as well. Gives it a whole Arctic theme, especially with that light blue GMT hand and text as well. Works quite well cohesively as a whole unit. Now guys, thanks for checking out the unboxing and first impressions. Once I spend more time with the watch, I'll do a review, and I might compare this to my Seiko GMT as well. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more watch content. I'll see you in the next one.